water dark and strong. Getting down to the flea market where the old time still belongs. Looking for them blaze boys born in the USA.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Whatever time y'all are tuning in, I certainly appreciate y'all are here. Today's video, guys, we're going to revisit a knife I got in from Mr. Jeff Guthrie from Goose Creek, South Carolina. It is the Cattaraugus Cutlery Company, Barlow. I got this in off of out of a huge package that Mr. Jeff sent in last July. And this knife here, it had a pin broken right here. I've got a full video on the repair, but I'm going to refresh your memory right here. Come on, y'all. Look at that Barlow, y'all. See. Oh, is that Cattaraugus Cutlery Company? Look at that bone, y'all. It's got a messed up pin right there. Oh my goodness. 2139. Dude, this thing can be fixed, man. That blade is beautiful right there. Look at that. Dude. This is amazing here. Alright guys, here it is, the Cattaraugus Cutlery Company. We're going to be getting that little pin out right there. And replacing that pin, we're going to be putting a vise up here, squeeze it down, put a pin in, and create the heads, and it should be fixed. Then we're going to clean it up. There it is right there. It's a little bit bent. We got it out though. See, these are actually lift up and we can clean them right now. What we need to do, see there? This one is for the small blade and that one's for the big blade, see? See the difference like in the sizes? This one goes with the little pin blade. Okay. And this one here is a thicker spring and it goes with the main blade here. Spray this down. Alright, we got enough. Gonna be a good looking knife when I'm done. Okay guys, I'm about to fix that chip right here. See that chip in that edge? We'll give it a nice new edge on this blade here. Okay guys, now that I've refreshed your memory, I just want to thank Mr. Jeff Guthrie for this Cattaraugus Cutlery Company knife. We're fixing to take a closer look at it over here and go over the history of the Cattaraugus Cutlery Company. Okay guys, we're about to go over the history of the Cattaraugus Cutlery Company, and I am using the book, Official Price Guide to Collector Knives, 15th edition by C. Houston Price and Mark D. Zielinski. This book is kind of pricey, but it's a very well written book. A lot of history in here of a lot of different knife makers around the world. I love it. I really do. So if you're going to buy one, invest in a good book. This would be the one because it's got a lot of stuff in here. But C. Houston Price is no longer with us, and he was a Marine, but he still is a Marine, even though he's not here. Hoorah. But I love his books. I really do, and this is the best one. But I bought it for $21.95, I think back in 2010 or 2011. I can't remember. But just a great book, guys. If y'all are looking into collecting knives, this will be the book to get right here. Anyway, the Cattaraugus Cutlery Company. Cattaraugus founder John Brown Francis Chaplin first became associated with cutlery at the age of 25 when he became a cutlery salesman for importers Friedman and Lauderjung. After working for about 16 years, Champlin left his employer in 1882 to join with his son Tent in starting their own business. The cutlery jobbing firm was named J.B.F. Champlin and Son. In 1886, 4 of the elder Champlin brothers-in-law joined the J.B.F. Champlin and Son business. The relatives were W.R. Jean, John, and Andrew, sons of Job Russell Case and brothers of Chaplin's wife Teresa. With the Case brothers entered into the business, its name changed to Cattaraugus Cutlery Company. Although the Case brothers soon dropped out the new business, it was the beginning of the long-time association of the Case family with cutlery. How about that? In 1890, the Champlins purchased the knife-making equipment owned by Beaver Falls Cutlery Company of Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. With the purchase of this equipment and the building of their factory in Little Valley, New York, Cattaraugus had changed from a jobbing operation to a cutlery manufacturer. How about that? So they started making their own knives in 1890. They were just importers and had other companies make their knives for them until 1890. How about that? Under the leadership of Champlin family, Cattaraugus remained in business until 1963. During this time, the company was a respected one within the industry as well as with consumers. Cattaraugus made knives for the U.S. Armed Forces and the Byrd Polar Expedition, and in promotional efforts sponsored whittling competition, offering up to $50,000 in prizes. That was a lot of money back then. Wow. But it goes on to say here, guys, that unlike Case and some other manufacturers, the Cattaraugus numbers were not consistent to the point that they are a reliable reference. So keep that in mind. But they do have this Barlow in here, and it's right here, 2139 BW Barlow right there. Boom. It's $160. That's it right there, and it is a 2139. This is a great knife here, but again, I love that saw cut bone. I want to thank Mr. Jeff Guthrie's for sending this in. It's just a great knife. I love it. It will always be on display here in the museum because it is a piece of history, guys. They were using that early in the day. This one without the tang stamp, with just that, was what I found was from like 1920 all the way up through 1950. They did this on some of them. Some of them they put the whole name up there, but some of them they did that. I haven't figured out why, but this is a great piece. It really is, and it was I saved the life of this old knife here. I love it. I really do. But guys, remember, if I did anything wrong, or if I don't know something, it ain't my fault, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Just want to clarify that. But there she is, guys. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Is it not? Thank you again, Jeff. I appreciate you, sir. And I love this book here. It'll teach you a lot of stuff about knives. Hoorah. Well, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video today. Guys, did y'all know in 1670 the first Barlow ever was made by Obadiah Barlow? He was a cutler from Sheffield, England, and as all y'all know, Sheffield, England was the knife king manufacturer back in the day. Then came Solent in Germany, and then a lot of the immigrants from Germany and England come over here and help the industry get started what we know today. Just an awesome the history there, guys. But Sheffield, England used to be the king of knife manufacturing, and Obadiah Barlow was a cutler there, and he'd come up with this design. It was a single blade though to start with. The first Barlow ever was a single blade, and it was designed to be a worker, and that's how it got popular over there. And then his grandson John Barlow actually brought the pattern over here in the mid 1700s to the United States. And back then it was a company name, but it became a generic pattern for all knife manufacturers, because I don't know of a company that don't make a Barlow pattern knife. You usually see them in 2 blades, but they do make the single blade patterns. I had one over here, but now it's on display. We'll visit that over there on the outro. But just a great piece of history, guys. 1670 this pattern started, and it's still going on today, and I love it. But again, it was designed to be a worker, hence the big Barlow or big bolster to give it strength. But just a great knife pattern. But guys, the Cattaraugus Cutlery Company started making their own knives in 1890. They started in 1886. It was renamed in 1886, put it that way. And it's just a great company. It's fun to collect. They have all kinds of great knives. But again, they ended in 1963, so it had like a 80-year run. And just a great knife here, guys. Great knife. Piece of the history that I got from Mr. Jeff Guthrie from Goose Creek, South Carolina. Thank you so much, sir, again, for all those packages that you sent. But just a great knife, and I just love everything about this knife. The large bolster, the patina on the blades, the saw cut bone right there. You can see it. Just a beautiful piece. And guys, I saved the life of this old knife, and I love it. I really do. I love doing that. Anyway, guys, I hope you again enjoyed the video, and I just want to say thank y'all for all the support. Don't forget about the Whatnot auction tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Whatnot. We're going to have a good auction tonight. Mr. Ken Liu has some great knives. Anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in today. I want to say God bless to each and every one of y'all. Till we meet again, guys. Y'all be like a good knife. Stay sharp.
Getting down to the flea market where the old time still belongs. Looking for them blaze boys born in the USA. Time today. I said, don't hand me no China metal. Leave that rubbish in the tray.